How famous does someone have to be to discuss something with you slash debate? I used to say there's no threshold, but the God's honest truth is that unfortunately, you guys kind of ruined it for yourselves. It's the same reason we don't have call-in streams anymore. Because if you do call-in streams, like as is the case with people who just want to talk, it's trolls or very parasocial people. Like really parasocial people. I remember with the call-in streams, you would have the call-in debates, especially because people would like fake to disagreeing with me because they wanted to talk, and then they'd start giggling, and it just trained me to hear for when people are talking with a smile on their lips, which I got really good at because I could tell that they were being like, you know, like they were just, and a lot of them weren't even trolling in the sense that they were trying to waste my time. They were just parasocial dipshits who wanted to talk to me but knew they couldn't by agreeing with me. So unfortunately, now you have to be some kind of famous to talk to me, because otherwise I'll just assume you're parasocial. I'm sorry, you know, I have a stream to manage here. It's not anything personal. It genuinely, it's not. I don't think, you know, I wanna share the gratitude kind of like equally, but unfortunately, just logistically, it's not. Have you considered having mod screen calls? They did. People lied. They did. Trust me, you know, we've been down this road before. They lied to deceive the mods who screened them. People would come on to like be sexual towards me. Like it's tough. There's a reason why past a certain size, people stop doing that kind of thing. It's pretty easy to find smaller YouTubers who do a lot of community work like that, and not easy to find larger YouTubers who do. Remember the drunk OnlyFans girl? Yeah, I remember. That was straight up sexual harassment. Yeah, well, you know. Maybe subscriber only. No, trust me, no. Because again, like you have to keep in mind, a big problem with this is the fact that I'm empathetic. A person who's parasocial enough that they really, really want to get my attention, I'm painfully aware of the fact that for a lot of these people, being in my community and being present in my community is a core component of their social life. I'm a pretty online person myself. I was in Destiny's community for a decade before I took off, you know? I know personally how aggravating or upsetting it can be to have issues with the online space that you consider like a home for yourself. And I would be unhappy being put in a position where I have to ban people for being freaky and parasocial, because I know that a lot of them would not be aware of what they're doing really, or would not, like, you know what I mean? Like their behavior wouldn't be an issue if they were just in chat, but if they went on call with me, it would instantly become a great issue to me, and then they would have incurred for themselves a ban that they might have otherwise not gotten, you know. You know what I'm talking about. It's just I do feel empathy for people in that position. It's just, you know, I don't want to talk to you. Raining trees, you can email me, but my answer will be no. I haven't let anyone on my stream to talk in a long time, and it's definitely not going to change from any email or any proposition. You know, like it would have to be pretty exceptional. I've turned down offers from prominent people. It's not an insult. It's just it's a stressor that I don't like. I feel like I'm at my best when I'm in 100% control of the situation on stream without call-ins or debates. I like that because I like treating it like a stand-up bit, you know? You've all probably noticed that I like to keep a pretty direct and strong cadence where we go from segment to segment to segment to segment to ramble to segment to stunlock, but I'm always talking. There's always the bit. And for me, that's meant to be a stand-up act. That's what I'm pulling from in my head, like right in terms of the flow, you know? And not to say I'm as funny as someone, you know, I don't think anyone can be super, super crazy funny doing improv for 4 hours all the time, but that's the beat that I try to hit, because for me it feels like that's how I keep the energy going, and that's why I don't do very long streams. Exactly, Tempest. Yeah, that's why I can't stream the way that Destiny or Hassan do, right? where both of them tend to have longer, quieter pauses or more fluctuations in their viewership because they have pre-scheduled segments. Having a pre-scheduled segment during a stream for me would be a source of anxiety. The knowledge that I have a thing to do at X point in time, it makes me feel dread. I think it's a ADHD thing, or maybe I don't know. This feeling of like the timer, I can't stand that. It's one of those, it's like, like I wake up at 8 a.m. and then I know I have a thing at 3 p.m. and I just feel like all the time from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. or just me thinking about it. So I don't like doing that for stream. I don't have the skill set to manage it. I'm not very good at dealing with that feeling. So I just prefer to have no schedules, no obligations, nothing. And that's when I have the most fun. Why do you think Sam Cedar gets normal debate / call? Because Sam Cedar operates with the professionalism and cadence of an old school radio host or a news anchor, and I talk about anything that I want: sex, kink, my personal life in great detail. It's a very different, like, I cultivate a very different audience. And also a lot of you guys are, I'm saying this respectfully here, really autistic. It's easy for me to tell as a fellow autist, though I've been kind of like sandblasted by public scrutiny for 5 years. So when I'm not streaming, I'm more autistic than I am on stream, not because I'm trying to be, but because when I'm on stream, I'm kind of like locked in. Like more so than most people alive, I'm very familiar with how important it is to tightly control how you present yourself when you are being videotaped and broadcasted live for thousands of hours of your life, how any moment can be taken out and made to hurt you or attack you. So that experience has sort of like refined my ability to present myself and come across a little bit more. I wouldn't say personable, because I'm pretty personable off stream. I act basically the same off stream, but I guess more like indulgently autistic, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I try to make jokes about it while I stream, so it doesn't feel inauthentic. It's just a necessity of being in front of a camera. Isn't that just called masking? To an extent, but also I just really like public speaking, and I always have. So I don't mind I like carefully presenting myself, you know? It's just part of the process. I think you should be authentic, and I am very authentic on streams. I really do act much the same here that I do off stream. Just, locked in. If you were invited to do a campaign speech, would you do it? You mean like writing for someone else? No. I think that I'm very good at improv. I think I'm very, very, very good at off-the-cuff delivery. I don't think that I'm anything special when it comes to writing, like writing scripts, for example. Yeah, Vaush, on second thought, you giving a scripted speech would feel very unnatural. The only time in recent memory that I've scripted anything was for the context video. So if you want to know where my script writing talents lead me, it's that. I will say, however, considering the fact that that was like, how long was that video? I don't know. But it was like 10,000 words or something like that. And that I wrote it and we edited it and then recorded it and edited it again and da-di-da, like all of that in like 4 or 5 days, maybe? I think that was pretty good turnaround. Contra takes a year to put out a video of that length. You want you want a humanizing anecdote to cap off the stream, because I need to lay down or my headache's going to continue into tomorrow, and that's not good for the content. You want a humanizing anecdote? I could not, for the context video, when it was all written and I was trying to record it and hand the segments off, like to be immediately edited and stitched together by Tempest and Ryan, I could not read the segments. I couldn't. I tried, the delivery was all off. And then Tempest realized it's because you're not talking to an audience. Unironically, like, you never talk to the camera. You always talk to an audience. So Tempest watched me for like 4 hours read through the entire script, like multiple takes, so on and so forth, because like an audience of one is an audience. Massive difference, by the way, like presentationally. So Yeah, it makes sense. No, it does. It's a huge difference, you know? Yeah, and Tempest, of course, to like complete the effect of chat being there, was like flaming me the entire time. No, it was the only way to do it, really. I think. So you could be a theater actor, not a movie actor. Actually, I don't like acting. I've done my school plays. But I don't like acting. I don't like performance very much. I like performance to the extent that it feels like an elevation of the sincere thing that I'm saying. But I don't like performance that feels like it's insincere, if that makes any sense. So I can do a speech, but I couldn't do professional wrestling. I guess I'm trying to think of like what a comparable example would be. I couldn't yeah, I can't act really. Improv comedy maybe, but it would have to be improv comedy, like it would have to like rely on information that was true rather than like more stand up than improv, like, you know, here I am at the bar with my friends kind of deal. Maybe Morse Fide. The main job of the president is to communicate, so that comes before anything else. Didn't you do wrestling or something in high school? Yeah, but it was actual wrestling, not professional. Like it wasn't K5 wrestling or whatever. I remember we had like an ex-KGB guy as our wrestling coach, and we were on the first day we were being taught to do forward rolls, and I couldn't do them, and he was like, "It's because your neck muscle is too big." And at the time, I actually was quite muscular, so it was actually that. And I was like, "Yay! My incompetence has been rewarded with a compliment to my physique." I took that personally, but in a good way. Can you get more known in this community? People who disagree on certain issues, who want to talk about important stuff they have insight into constantly through that. Yeah, I don't enjoy those combos that much, TJ Rec. Like certainly not at the moment. I really enjoyed your advice for young men from a leftist perspective. That's like the main thing that I enjoy talking about more so than almost anything else. Is the like personal help stuff, you know? That's super, super, super important. I just feel like a lot of the left fucks up on this. I don't like without wishing to, you know, denigrate the I don't know, the sort of level of discussion here. I feel like very often the conversation gets kind of soy. You know? It gets a little bit pathetic sometimes. Always checking yourself and like, oh, make sure you're not being problematic and so on.